Said, please go ahead.
So hi Peter, hello everyone. For the last few weeks, I actually have been finishing up my work on the admin portal. So I have finished up with the Cypress workflow in the GitHub Actions as well. And eventually, as few features have been getting updated, like it's been like some of the features were not working initially are being fixed. As will be fixed, we will be adding the test cases eventually. Apart from that, I'm also done with the Flutter integration testing part of the project. Like there are still a few test cases need to be written, but with the the initial the base structure of the Flutter test cases have been completed with all the tests working very fine. And then now I have to only work on about the workflow of that Flutter test in the Strava repository. So I will just raise up a new PR by this week itself, like around Wednesday for both of them. And about that also, like the Cypress workflow has not been merged yet. I did raise a PR yesterday, and I have been in touch with Kevani and Tasneem in regarding the merge of that request. So it just needs to be approved and merged, which I think would be done by tonight itself, according to Indian time. Okay. All right. So yeah.
Okay. And how has the interaction between you and Kivonia and Tasneem been so far?
It has been great. We do have meetings every week. Whenever we need, in between the week itself, if we do have a need. But sometimes there is a gap between time zone, so we might have to adjust to it sometimes. But everything has been going well for now.
Okay,
Like it's
thanks.
all right. Yeah.
Thank you. That's really helpful to hear. Does I'm assuming that others don't have any questions because I think your stuff is generally
Testing
independent
part.
of entirely
Yeah.
independent. I've noticed that there's some PRs that are coming in for testing. You may want to just take a look at some of them too and see
Sure.
what's going on there because I want to make sure that it's within the testing regime that you're starting to think about. Okay?
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks. All right, who's next? Okay, Abby, please go ahead.
Hi everyone. So I have been finishing the work on docs and topology, and I created PR, and rebase also took some time. Then I started with the um, historical chart. Let me present. So this is all with the mock data right now. I have to look into the back end. I started looking into the back end, but so I have to add new tables and schema for these. Uh, but this is how it would look after development.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right, so you said that you're using dummy data. Have you been using the lab environment that is set up, or have you been using some of the mock SLMP packages that was recommended?
Like I have been using the test devices data only, but for this there is no historical data for CPU and memory currently in the database. So I've been just using fake data on the components. I can
Okay,
show you. Yeah.
but that would mean that you'd have to coordinate, correct, to get the schema updates on the Python backend.
Yeah, yeah, so Abhishek and I was talking about it, so we'll be, so for connection, there is a lot of data that we need newly added to the database. So that would be after midterm.
Okay,
So just the device, historical data like uptime, um, CPU and memory, I was thinking to add before the midterm. Otherwise, it would be a lot after the midterm.
okay,
Yeah. Currently, it's like these kind of data just to get the UI like
oh, I see.
developed. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Got it. All right, so this is helpful. I have the logo for Switch Map. I will try and get that to you in the next few
Okay.
days. And in terms of the UI UX, what you have looks good enough for now. We can
Okay.
in terms of the color schemes and things like that, those things are relatively easy to change later on. But the overall components that you have seem to be okay.
Okay.
All right.
Color scheme is gonna change just for the dogs, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Um,
Okay.
let's just stick with what we have for now. And
Okay.
I did you migrate the SwitchMap website over to the new look and feel, or the look and feel that you were doing earlier on in the year?
I don't understand you like the switch map web UI.
No, the docs website, or the online website.
I didn't add that the domain. I didn't do that yet.
No, I meant the look and feel of the SwitchMap docs site. Remember, because we had the SwitchMap docs, but then I said that it would be best for us to have the docs within the existing SwitchMap repository.
Yeah, so I
Okay,
migrated all the styles and layout,
okay,
made it
good.
a little more responsive.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, what that means is that sometime today I will move the website over to that new GitHub site, and then
Okay.
the look and feel will be consistent with what we had before. All right. Thank you. That's really helpful.
Uh, Actually, Peter, so like I added something called low T player or something to get that animation. So I don't know if there will be any problem with that, like in the future, maybe we would have to change that. Do you have like any media like assets that we can add as hero image?
Oh, I see. No, I don't have anything at the currently. Um,
Okay,
let's delay some of
all
those.
open.
Yeah, let's delay some of those
Yeah.
aesthetic items until a little later.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
okay,
So,
thank you.
all right. So let's get switch map out of the way very quickly. So, Abhishek, could you go ahead, please?
Okay. So am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I was actually working on fixing some main issues. There was some critical issues that was happening with our poller. So just for the invalid OID prefix, our just poller got freeze in between. And even if our device is not supported our OID, it was just stuck forever. So for fixing this take me a couple of time. Then I started working on the migrating the different layers of MIB files we have. So I started working with miscellaneous level data, then system and the layer one.
Okay.
Mostly layer one take time because layer one actually most of our MIBs are layer one. So this part is done almost, and I will be working on the layer 2 and layer 3 next. And just for the comparison, I have a list of the metrics like previously when I compare with the ECS and MP, the polling interval for the system was almost 20 seconds. Then when he started with polling with PySNMP, it was taking almost 200 seconds at start. So the difference was really huge. But now after making the MIB file concurrent, and this is taking almost 21 seconds, almost the same. So as the EasySNMP was C based and this PySNMP is Python based. So that's the reason of the difference at the starting. But now after the optimization, this difference is really minimal. And the big win will be happen when I will be replacing the multiprocessor, that our dependency on the system goes, making that asynchronous. That will be a big win.
Yeah.
And also for the layer ones.
Yeah, that it really would be because the way that we have it set up now with the multiprocessing, there's only one process per core, and that in order for the operation to speed up, you have to have more cores, which is not really optimal. So yes, what you're talking about really makes a lot of sense. So I'd
Yes.
be really interested in seeing how that goes. Uh, what progress have you been making with the Dockerization on both the back end and the front end? Has any work been done on that yet?
No, the containerization part I thought of at very end when this
Okay.
polar got completely done.
All right, that's reasonable. All right, I just want to know that it's still on the roadmap.
Yes,
All right.
definitely it's on the roadmap.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Let's move on. Who would like to go next? We've already gone through 3. All right, Divyanshu, and then after that we'll go with Jai. Thanks.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have completed the CRUD operation of recurring events, and now I am working on improving the performance of Theory. So I would show you the front end part also, but like I am working in Theory part, so it's
Okay.
not working properly in front end. So if you wanna see like backend tables, I can show you that, but I will explain you whole details.
Yeah, so if you could just explain the approach that you're doing now, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. So just give me a second. So yeah, we have the last year the issue was like we were creating single instances for each recurring event. So now we have a template, a parent event for that. It will store all the fields like name, description, etc. And other its children events like the instances of that template or parent will have fields linking to that template. So
Okay.
like if so we don't like we still storing all the instances database to uh, for like better purpose, because we can uh, create those instances on the fly, but it won't be helpful when we have a lot of instances or end date is too far or never ending events. So we are storing the events, but we the like main benefit of this approach is that we have association, uh, like all these instances are related to each other. So the main benefit of this is we can handle the stream and attendance, etc., like any uh, features we have, action items, agenda items, more better, because these are related to each other. Suppose if I update any single instance, then all the instances will uh, not get affected, but like I can only update a template only. So in that way we have better performance. And we have like a 3 months retention window. Yeah, so we are not generating uh, the events for too far. We are generating events for 1 year at a time for never ending events, so to do not bloat the our database. And to generate next year events, and after that we have a cron job. So that cron job may work in every month for say each organization. And we have 3 month retention window, which like clean up the events after a 3 month history. So yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right. So that means there's no. Okay, so if you're doing cleanup, people wouldn't have a way of referencing the events in the past, correct?
uh, like
Say, for example,
I
somebody wants
don't
to
get
see.
it.
Yes, say, for example, somebody wants to see the events maybe 6 months ago. They wouldn't be able to see it in their calendar if you're going to be doing the purging. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I just want to. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want to understand what's going on. All right.
yeah. Like
Go ahead.
I've created the retention window for 3 months, but we can adjust it according to like discuss what's best for the application and feature.
Okay. The reason why yeah, it's really good that you have that as an option, because, for example, in the United States, there's a policy of storing data, generally speaking, for up to 7 years in the event that government authorities need to do some sort of criminal investigation. And so having that as an option is good. So I'm glad that is not hard coded. And based on what you're saying, you will be able to modify the features of an event either in the template or in the individual instance. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
And if the invited attendees in an event are updated for one instance, would would there be the option of updating that for all future instances as well? Because sometimes that may happen.
Yeah, so we can create exceptions for single instances, or we can override the template features. Like suppose if a event have a extra member in attendance, so we can create exception for that particular instance only. That will not affect our complete series. Suppose if I want to add any other member in the meeting or anything, so I can update from that point to next occurring event also. So we have exceptions and we have overrides also.
Okay. And all right, just to be a little clearer then, if we have an event and we invite 10 people, and it's a daily event, and then tomorrow we invite 11 people from then onwards, would that mean that we have exceptions from tomorrow until infinity? Is that how would that work?
Yeah, like
Or would that be an exception from tomorrow until 1 year's time?
that will depend on the user how it wants to update the series. Yeah, exception can be only for tomorrow also, and for infinity or say 1 year also. That
Okay.
completely depends on the admin or user.
All right. So there are options for that in the API. Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
API
Good.
and front end part also completed. Like we have two options for update this event only, or update this in following events.
All right. Thank you. So that's similar to what like Google does and Outlook. All right. Thank you. That's really
Yeah.
helpful. I'm glad that you started doing this, because I remember, I think it was like last year when Mito was going back and forth with this, and I think you might have been on it as well. We eventually got to the conclusion that we would have to do exceptions because it was just getting too complicated. And I'm glad to see that we're doing that now. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
This is good to see. Maybe for the next meeting, if you could just show maybe schematically how this is happening, that would be useful too. Nothing too detailed, but I think having a presentation just to show people, because I think it would be informative as well.
Yeah, I was just trying to get it done, but like there are issues in the query right now.
Okay.
But yeah, because I was working on the query part, now it's like crashing the application because of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was working basically.
Okay, good. And I noticed that you were doing some PRs and doing some merging, so I was assuming that work was being done. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
This has been really
yeah,
helpful. All right.
yeah. And I completed almost major part of this project only, and by next meeting I will try to wrap up this whole project as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because like I already told you about like high placements and things
Oh,
after this.
okay. All right. It would be good if we maybe have a discussion about that offline, because I'd like to figure out what we could also do as well. So thanks. That's really helpful. Okay, so let's move on to Jai, because I know Jai was asking to be the next person.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
So I've almost completed what I did promise my proposal for the mid evaluation. I'll quickly give a walkthrough for entire architecture. So right now we are not integrating a CDN, but we had the upload plugin functionality, so it is up and working. The user has to just get a zip file from the plugin repository. I'll make some scripts or tools so he can select the plugin he wants and will generate a zip file which will be compatible to directly upload and use. So he'll select a zip file. So this plugin map is a plugin made for developers to visualize the plugin architecture and all the extension points which are available. So we can install this plugin, and it will take a while to uh, like rewrite the files to admin and API. We are doing it using the GraphQL file uploads and file writing utility in front end which I made, so we can activate it. Then we are already familiar from the last meets that all the extension points will be hooked in and we'll have new pages and everything. So this plugin specifically acts like a documentation inside the app itself while developing. So it will tell us that this particular extension is a route extension for admin, like RA1. So the developer can also use RA1 in his or her plugin to create a new route accessible only to admin. And similar, we have multiple information about all the routes and extension points, how they can use it for like examples, like for menu items or system utilities. So all for the second plugin, the Razorpay payment gateway, I'm like developing it, so the backend part is not ready, but we have these extension points in front end. So it will be a configuration part will be in the admin global. Then in organization specific, we'll have the payment transactions, like the transactions people made in a specific organization. So admin will be able to see the overview here. And then coming to the user part, here will be my transactions, means all the transactions user made across all organizations, so that he can like have a overview of the spending he's making and in which a particular organization it is high or lower. And then in a particular organization it is like a make donation page. We can change the names or the functionality later once the plugin is live. So from here he'll be able to like have a form to enter the amount and make donations specific to this organization. Although the account configured with Razorpay will receive all the transactions, the organization and user IDs are just for maintaining the records and accessing it later. And then we can go back to the plugin. We can delete it. We can like it will remove the files and related things. Also, like we have currently Razorpay payment gateway, so I've like not integrated the front end with back end, but we have like in the Razorpay config query, so we can run it. We can have the key ID secrets, webhook secrets. So the admin will, like we do on Vercel and everything, he'll generate a ID from the Razorpay website itself and add it to configuration. So once configured, the Razorpay can work in either the test mode, or like we have test mode here, or test mode, or like the live mode. So in test mode, they can see like everything is working in place. So the back end is ready. The front end is I just have to integrate it. So I was waiting once we finalize the plugin which I have to make so I can proceed with it. So probably it will be ready this week, and it will like wrap up everything I have to do till the mid evaluation.
All right, so I have a few things. Don't stop presenting. Please go back to the presentation.
Yes.
All right. This is really good to see. Now, something that I'd like you to take into consideration is that if somebody makes a donation, there should be an option for them to apply it to a pledge. Okay.
Can you like explain it in detail?
Yes, there's a feature in Talawa for fundraising where there are campaigns and pledges related to campaigns. And so when somebody when somebody makes a pledge, they make a pledge against the campaign. And and so when somebody makes a donation, if somebody has said that, and what a pledge is that you have let's just say there's a campaign such as creating a building for a wedding, like a wedding venue for a church or a temple or whatever, and people are going to make a donation to this campaign for this building fund. And so, for example, somebody may say, I'm willing to donate $1,000 to that campaign, and that's my pledge for that campaign. When they're now making a donation, there should be an option for somebody to say, hey, you've made a pledge for this building campaign. Is this donation related to that, or is it related to something else? So think about how that could potentially be done. Okay?
Yes, we can, like, we have two options. We can either, this is not working, so how can, let's say we have a component here for a specific pledge. So we can use the in-component injector for the Razorpay, and we'll have a make donation button with like Razorpay make donation inside here itself. So he can click it and make for a particular pledge. This is a very general uh, page for this plugin in user side. We can integrate it to multiple components, or we can also have while making a donation here to select options to select pledges or itself using the pledge database and the GraphQL. So we'll just need the ID of pledge, so it won't be like complicated.
Yeah, it's not so much that it's a question of it being complicated. It's just that it needs to be very simple for the user to make that decision. So when
Yes,
so when the time comes, we need to take that into consideration. This is going to be something that the various organizations that are going to be using this are going to take very, very seriously, and we need to make sure we get this done correctly, or as correctly as possible from the beginning. Okay?
so like we should have it in my pledges itself, like directly a button to make a donation using Razorpay, or here we should have options to select a pledge to like connect it with the donation we are making.
Correct, but let's discuss it in detail because we need to make sure that the UI is consistent and it is also intuitive. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about. The second thing is related to the plugins. So please don't move away from this.
Yes.
And we need to have more of a generic look and feel for donations, and let me explain why. We need to have it such that in the back end, like a single donation or one or more methodologies for making donations are selected, right? And then when the person goes into their user profile and takes a look and looks at their donations, for example, they need to be able to say, oh, I've seen Razorpay, and I see Razorpay, and I see these other donations as well. And we need to make right, and it needs to be relatively seamless. So
Yes.
the end user, we need to, yeah, it needs to be such that some aspects of it are sort of like a middleware related. So let's just go to the user view that you had before.
Sure.
Right. So right here, this Razorpay make donation thing, that should just be not so much a Razorpay specific. It should be just make donation. And then when they click on make donation, then they would have the options to make the donations on the various platforms, whether it be Razorpay or not. And right, and this would be specific to this donation plugin or donations in general.
Yes.
Okay? Because some places, for example, if you have a multinational organization, and we've discussed this on WhatsApp, we may have Square or Stripe and Razorpay. And if we have all three, that could be confusing to the end user. The more options that people have on the left drawer, the more confusing it could be. So I think what you need to do is to just have a donations option above the plugins, like somewhere like my pledges and donations, right around there, that campaigns, my pledges, donations thing. When somebody clicks on donations, then you'll see the options as, okay, how do you want to make a donation? Razorpay, this, that. These are the various donation or financial related packages that we have. And so when you're doing your plugins, it would be good for you to also have a flag in there or some sort of type or enum or something so that when somebody uploads a plugin, they can say what type it is, and based on that type, it would then indicate when and where the presence of those plugins would be visible in the user portal.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. So I think this make donation you are saying, so it won't be like this. I think it should be like something of transaction history or something. And when we are in donate, it's entry.
Yeah, some exactly, like some transaction history. But once again, if it's tied, if it needs to be generic enough. So if somebody wants to see their transaction
Yes,
history, they should be able to see line items for each transaction, and in each line item, it should be able to say whether that was a Razorpay transaction, a Stripe transaction, or whatever it may be, Venmo, for example. Okay.
And we can like add buttons for Razorpay and Stripe and Donate itself. So it will be
Exactly.
like there are multiple options.
Exactly.
And if we install more plugin, like we have already Razorpay, then we have Stripe, so that will be a similar button beside it
Yes.
to make using Stripe. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So it will be that on.
Yeah. So think about that UI experience, because that's going to be very important.
This one can be a little complicated because if we just want a generic transaction history, and in it there will be like different like Razorpay and something. So so one page should be accessible by different plugins. So either we have to have some like payment module to be installed before
Exactly.
having.
That should be a part of the core code, because this particular feature, which is like donations and financially related, is
Yes.
always going to be mandatory. People are always going to ask that question.
Okay,
so
because
go ahead.
Yes, sir. If we have transaction history here, so it will be always specific to a particular plugin, because one plugin cannot access page of another plugin if it is not a core code component. Like both can access donate. We can have multiple buttons for different Razorpay, Stripe, and donate, but we cannot have something in like make donation here, which is like in Razorpay's extension, like it is specific to Razorpay, so we cannot add Stripe into it.
All right. Please.
So if we have transaction history, so it will be different. So I'll have to think of.
But yes, but I think you understand generally what I'm trying to say.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So like, can we add a transaction history here to
Sure.
like?
Yeah.
Or we can have a supporting package for payments plugins. Like if we want to install a payment plugin, we'll first install a like supporting package, and it will have transaction history here. Then all the plugins will be able to access that.
Yep.
So we can have and do this way also.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that package needs to be a part of the default code of Tallower, because because everybody is going to ask the question, does this support finance stuff? And and if they have to install one more package, that's one more reason for them to say this is too complicated. So let's try and make sure that we make it as intuitive and pain-free as possible from the beginning.
Okay, yes, we should definitely have transaction history here also, because if we have donate, we are doing some financial things, so history is also mandatory. So I'll add to core code.
Exactly.
And all the plugins can then access that page. There will be no issue.
All right, yeah, and I think that simplifies things. When you have what I think would be good is, like, I know that you're rushing to do the midterm stuff, so focus on the midterm stuff, and then right after the midterms, work with your mentors and maybe even bring me in on it to show like the Figma designs for this. And I think that would be good. Yeah, Tyrone, please go ahead.
So with the point you raised, Peter, I think it's a good point, but I also think uh there should be like a middle ground. So instead of um putting the finance portion as a part of the plugin itself, um, is there a way, Jai, that the plugins can be um like a pack or a combination? So for instance, if you're installing a specific plugin, then it could be there's a prompt, it could be a question or something that says, hey, it's recommended for this plugin to have this accompanying plugin to install as well, so they can just click it there. Or it can just be a pack, as I was saying before, where you just install and it installs all the plugins for like donations, which would include Razor Pay or Finance, etc., etc. Because instead of mixing concerns where you have finance and pay and everything in one plugin, you actually separate them into different plugins, but you have a pack that does have all the different pieces that would be needed.
But I can see where that would work, Tyrone. But one of the things that we may also find ourselves having is that people may want to, like, independent developers may want to create their own plugins, and then people would then upload their plugins um, through a different repository, for example, or a community repository, or whatever it may be, and then that plugin may not necessarily be included in the default. We'd have to figure out how that would work. But I see what you're saying, that we could potentially do it some way or the other. But Jai, it'd be good to hear your opinion on this.
Yes, I think we can like suggest plugins also, but there is a problem. Like if someone like don't use it at that time, and later he'll be like having problems in having some features which is mandatory, like like history or like managing the plugin. So there is a bare minimum we will always have for a plugin. But yes, we can have this additional plugins to enhance the functionality of a plugin. We can do it later, sure.
All right. Let's focus on getting the midterm stuff done, and then what we can do is let's almost immediately after midterms, let's see how we can have a session with you and the mentors, and maybe include Tyrone on it, to like discuss what the Figma will look like and more details of this particular aspect that we're talking about. But we're going to need to have something that's more intuitive for the end user.
Okay.
That's going to be really important. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks. Okay, who's next? Or if anybody has any questions. All right. Okay, Tyrone and then Vanshika one more time. So Tyrone first, and then Vanshika. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Oh no, my hand was still up from last time.
All right. All right. So Vanshika, is that you asking a question for Jai, or are you willing to go ahead and present?
Yeah, I have no question. I was asking to present.
Okay, please go ahead.
So I was working on getting the post renders and getting back all the features of post page and events page on both user side and admin side. Successfully, I have like regained all the features of post page on user and admin. Events page is working fine on admin, but it's not working in user. So I'll be working on that this week or next week.
All right.
Yeah. So
Related to the posts, we have an online
yeah.
Figma that shows what the post should look like. Is what you have looking like the Figma, or is it what we had before? Because we really need to make the look and feel match the Figma document that we have on the documentation side.
Yes. So right now it looks like this.
Right.
And yeah. So I was also thinking that maybe I'll have to focus on the design as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to make this stuff look like the Figma design that we have. And for example, almost no social media or feed system that I've ever seen has feed items arranged horizontally. It's all
Yeah,
vertical, single column. And the aim was that the pinned posts that you have at the top would scroll left
yes,
to right, um, and be fixed exactly like what you have, but all the feed things would be below, and that may mean that we have there are a few options. We could make your feed individual posts much wider, make the pinned posts narrower so that you'd have these, for example, these three pinned posts could be closer together and narrower so that they fit exactly on top of a single widened feed below it. Okay? So that could be,
okay,
do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand.
Okay. I think there's an issue that was created in which I gave an example from the Economist app that shows this in more detail and a way in which it could be done. It's very similar. You don't have to go very far. You can just look at Instagram, where you know how you have what is it, those posts at the very top. What do they call them? It's not reels. They call them something else. I don't remember. Just give me a second. Let me just bring up the app. I don't remember. But if you go into your Instagram feed, right, and you have all the people that you're following and all the latest things that they posted, that's scrollable at the top. Stories, that's it. It's been such a long time since I've used this thing. Yeah, but you can use the stories and they scroll across, right? And you have multiples, and they've done it in a very interesting way. Like, for example, when I'm looking at my phone, it's very obvious that the stories scroll because the fourth story isn't completely visible. So it implies that you'd have to drag it across to see what's coming up next. But the feed itself is a single width feed. So if you can use that as the guidance in the design, that would be very helpful. And I think the Figma thing does that very well. Okay, so please take a look at it.
Yeah, sure.
It's really good that you got this fixed, but it was inadequate. It was greatly inadequate from the beginning. We need to make it look more like what people expect from a visual perspective. And another thing that you could do is, if you're in doubt, log into Instagram Web and see how they've done it, and then just copy that look and feel. I think that might be the easiest way to get guidance without constantly going back and forth with your mentors. Okay?
Sure.
All right, thanks. That'd be very helpful. But I'm really glad that this has been done. So you're talking about posts that's done, and then you said that you're working on events, correct?
Yes. So basically, events are now working here in user as per as per my like what I have seen.
Okay, something's
I think I
happening.
have. Yeah, actually, there are some problems going on backend as well. Um, Other contributors are also talking about it. I was also facing the same issue, that the digital migration problem, but it gets resolved after some time. So
Okay,
one more thing, actually,
but hold on. We need to get that fixed. So if you can just create an issue so that we don't lose track of it. Okay,
yeah.
good.
So basically, and yeah, this is the like this is also problem. We have to update this file which are providing us the titles.
Right.
So basically, it's just a simple thing. We'll have to write name. I checked it, and it will work.
Okay.
It's just that it's not up to date.
All right. Good. Well,
Yeah.
please work with Divyanshu, because I know he's going to make significant changes to events very, very shortly. So that's going to be
Okay.
So that's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. And
Also,
my fingers are crossed. We really, really need to have an MVP, and we're getting closer and closer to it. So that's good. Divyanshu, before we get to you, Vanshika, I know that you wanted to talk to me about having multiple multiple web servers to try to get this thing checked out, like on Amazon AWS. We have two servers, one on both of them are on GoDaddy. The second one is malfunctioning. It's been malfunctioning for at least 2 weeks now. It's constantly rebooting. I suspect it may be hacked. I want to try and log into it and then just rebuild it from scratch, and then hopefully we can get it back up and running properly. And then we can do that. I'm hoping to get that done this week. Next week I'm going to be generally unavailable, but the week after I will be. So let's think about that the week of the week after the next mentee meeting. Okay, thanks. All right, Divyanshu, please go ahead. I want to be cognizant of the time. We don't have a lot left.
I have a question, Peter, just a second.
Yes.
Actually, I updated the whole schema for admin according to the API, and that's why we have a lot of like mismatch in queries, mutations. So it's huge. So I won't be able to like solve every single one of the file. So should I create more issues for it, or just solve the main problems?
Create issues.
Because it's very
just create issues, and then let's see how we can either get you or somebody else to start working on them. The people have already started accessing or starting to contribute for GSoC for access 2026. So I'm sure there are going to be people that are going to be wanting to get assigned some of that stuff. Typically, the test case scenarios don't get picked up as much, but we'll see how that goes. Usually, people generally try to get started with test cases to get themselves more familiar with things, and then as time goes by, they get more and more confident and then start working on it in more detail. So that has been a very good way for us to try and get functionality put in place ahead of time, and I think this would be very useful for us. All right, so Divyanshu, please go ahead.
Yeah, so admin part has working events complete, like events are working completely in admin part, and we have a lot of unpolished features in user portal because of migration thing. So we need to work on like user portal. So like just I saw the create button on user portal in event section, which shouldn't be there. Like, so someone needs to work on that thing, or maybe I will, but like my main focus is admin portal right now.
Okay. Divyanshu, what I would suggest is just create the issue and then have whoever works on it make sure that they contact you, and then you can do the review and the merging, okay?
Okay.
All right. And hopefully we can get that fixed fairly quickly. All right. So who's next? Let me just take a look and see. Okay, Satyam. And then Mohit.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Peter. So, like, I've completely migrated the chat system and it's perfectly working in the Talaba mobile app.
I'm sorry,
direct chat.
Hold on. The audio is very poor. Please repeat the first part. What is complete?
Okay, one second. Hello. Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes, you are. But it was just bad at the very beginning. Please repeat and go a little slow because there seems to be some distortion in what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm like I have completed the chat migration. Like, it's completely working in the mobile app, and currently, like, I'm trying to apply the organizational chat features.
Okay.
So for that, I have to like make some changes in Talaba API also, because some of the queries and mutations don't exist. Like, for example, I think the user who will be operating, like using the app, I think they won't be able to create group chats in the organization. I think it will only be done through Talaba admin, not from the mobile app.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay, all right. Yeah, we definitely need to have it in. We need to have group chats for the users because everybody's going to expect it anyway.
So what I was thinking is, like, for each organization, they will have one single group chat, like for every organization, and like direct chats between organization members is currently functional. Like, I have implemented that.
Okay.
So I was just thinking what queries or mutations I need to make, or maybe like it's because I don't think mobile users would have access to create group chats. So mostly it would be done in the Talava API backend and Talava admin.
I would think that users would want to have group chats
O-
for on the mobile app, so that they can
Okay,
just like with WhatsApp, for
okay,
example.
okay.
Yeah, because then if we don't have that feature, people are going to say, "Now, where's the feature?"
No, no,
Because
that's really
okay,
easy. Actually,
okay.
I was just wondering if it's possible or not.
Oh no, not so much whether it's possible, whether it's advisable. Yeah, and it is advisable.
Yeah.
Let's get that done.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, all right. That's not an issue. Like, will we have an official like organization chat, like
Oh,
one chat where
for the entire organization.
yeah,
Um, I guess we could we could add it and let's see whether people like it. That could be another one too.
like because for that we would need to like create a chat from the beginning. Like when the organization
Oh,
is
I see.
created, a chat will have to be created in the backend or like already.
Yeah, but then the other thing with an organization chat is because I think group chat is like a many-to-many relationship, right?
Yeah,
And so as the
right.
organizations get bigger, that may be
Yeah,
unsustainable.
this
Yeah, I
yeah
think.
actually, and this is a bit bigger than the like the issue is quite. It will take some time. So
Yeah.
what I was thinking, like I'll implement the group chats,
Yes.
and like personal chats are currently working. Then I'll
Yeah.
work on my next deliverable, that is donations.
Okay. Yeah. So I do not do an all organization chat. Group chat should
Okay.
be done on demand by the individual users
Yeah.
and their friends
Yes.
and
Yes.
colleagues. Okay, thank you.
All right. That's
Good.
good.
Yeah, the mobile app has been disabled. Many of the features have been disabled for a long time, and I'm glad that you're getting somewhere with that. That's really, really good to see. Okay,
Yeah, I
thanks.
think me and Mohit would be able to get it done.
Okay, yes, so good. I'm so glad. We need to have MVPs. We need to be able to show that we are making progress. Um, that's going to be very, very important for us next year. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you. And who was next? I think somebody else came up. Yeah, Mohit, sorry. Please go ahead. Can't hear you if you're speaking, Mohit.
Hello.
You're very, very soft.
Hello.
Nope. Please. No, you are not. It is so soft. We can barely hear you. At least I can barely hear you.
Hello.
Yes, the audio is better
Uh,
now.
uh, so I've been working on the event page. I've re-implemented how events work and added fallbacks for the app to decrease app crashes. So yeah, that's it.
So when you said that the app crashes, when the audio was not so good then.
So there were multiple app crashes in the app. So like uh, if the server crashes, the app will break.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
So there,
Okay.
so there were no fallbacks, so I have added
Oh,
multiple
I see.
fallbacks in the app.
Okay. Good. That's important. So that's what you've been focusing on over since the last time.
Yes, I have been focusing on events and app crashes.
Okay.
I have multiple questions about events. So are we removing support for event creation and agenda creation in the app?
No, we need to have that because that's going to be an important factor. Many people, if they're going to be creating events, they're going to want to do or have most of the features of the web at least the user app, the user web app in the mobile app. The mobile app is not to have any administrative functions built into it, like Talo admin itself, like plugins, etc. But at the individual event level, I think that should be fine. So when you're doing that, work with Divyanshu as well, just to try and get a feel for what he's doing to make sure that you are successful. Okay.
Like Devanshu said, that the create event button shouldn't be there in the user page, right? So if we are removing,
Hold on a second. I see. I see. I didn't I didn't capture that, but you're right. We are going to need to have that feature. All right, I'll stick that in the group chat and just let him know that individual users and will need to be able to create their own events, because if it's going to be a community-based application, the community needs to be able to participate. Okay, thanks for that clarification. I didn't realize that, but it does have an implication. Okay, anything else?
no.
All right, thank you. I think we've come to the end. I don't think there's anybody else. Is that correct? Is there anybody else want to make any suggestions or comments? No? All right.
Yeah, actually,
Yes,
I have,
go ahead.
yeah, can anyone share the UI or the Figma file in group if anyone has it?
It's in Tallowa Docs, and there's if you go to Tallowa Docs, there's like a UI. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, one more question. Actually, the admin post page is very different from the user post page. So
Yeah,
it should look same or
yes, make it look the same, please.
okay,
Right, so under
got it.
General, here it is, General UI UX, and then the design system. And if you scroll down, there should be a Figma, link to Figma designs here. Oh, this is the green one. All right, I'm going to need to find the other one. All right, but I'll have that for you and get that back to you, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.